Hi everyone, I'm Jen from Body Trust Nutrition, and in this video we're going to talk about the difference between frozen, canned, and fresh produce. Which one do you think is best? Spoiler alert, what's best is eating plants regularly. Finding a way to eat fruits and vegetables throughout your day, your week, your month, your life. It's really, really good for your health and helps your body feel good. And the different ways we get the plants will depend on what's happening in our household, what our budget is, what our time is, and it's all good. So let's knock down the hierarchy that says it has to be fresh all the time and dig in a little deeper to what the different properties are in the different ways we can get plants. In this video, we are not going to address organic or conventional. That will be a topic for another time. Let's just start with fresh. You already know that fresh fruits and vegetables have a lifespan. And that can be really frustrating if you spend money and then you have that terrible feeling of throwing away perfectly good food that went bad. As a dietitian, it's one of the worst feelings. So when we're thinking about fresh produce, we want to think about what's in season. We want to pay attention to which ones are hardier and which ones are more delicate. The delicate ones need to be eaten first. So if we're talking about fruit, if I purchase berries, oh my gosh, especially raspberries, just like eat them an hour after you get home from the store before they go bad. Or if I wanted to have some fruit that's more lasting, I could have bananas, depending on their ripeness. Once they get ripe, I put them in the fridge because they last a little bit longer. And then we know we can put them in the freezer for that banana bread. Something like apples or oranges that are gonna last longer. And with different vegetables the same way. So you had salad greens, those can get slimy pretty fast. So just getting to know which ones can have some staying power. And then when we think about frozen, the biggest consideration is that the frozen produce has water content, and when it defrosts, it'll have a different texture. So that it doesn't change the nutrition value at all, but the texture will be different. So if I was to compare frozen blueberries with fresh blueberries, the texture is really different. So I wouldn't necessarily eat frozen blueberries in the same way. I don't really enjoy the texture just like eating them on their own, but I think they're really great options to put into a smoothie. I have found that frozen cherries, I'm interested in the dark purple family, frozen cherries really hold up well, and I could eat those after they defrost, no problem. With the frozen vegetables, they're really great to put into soups or stews, or to cook with other ways. And depending on what they are, something like frozen corn has a really, the texture is pretty similar to fresh corn. It might just taste a little bit different. So just paying attention to the texture and what that means for you and how you can use it. But knowing that having some broccoli in the freezer can be great to grab in a pinch, or great to add to ramen or other soup, just finding ways to have it. So noticing, just playing around with that. And then if we're looking at canned, and you might have already noticed, I'm just sticking to the straight fruits or vegetables. So we're not talking about something like a cream spinach, like other frozen food is a topic for another day. But when we talk about canned, some people feel very worried. And the only thing to know is that with canned fruits and vegetables, the canning process uses high heat. And so some of the vitamins and minerals might be degraded, but we're still talking about fruits and vegetables. They're still great. Canned green beans are a great option. Canned fruit is a great option, but there are things that can be added that you want to be aware of. And canned beans, honorable mention, they're one of my favorite ways to add more plants into things I'm already cooking. So with canned fruit, we want to be aware that there can be sugar added. It doesn't mean you can't have the sweeter one, but you want to just be aware of that, especially if you're feeding children and you want to think about their little bodies and where else they might get sugar throughout the day. So looking for the one that has the light syrup or no syrup or just juice. And then with vegetables, there often could be salt added. So again, just a consideration, if somebody's following a lower sodium diet, they would already know that. So just to know there's differences, but they're all good. So the answer is What's best is eating fruits and vegetables. Thanks everybody. Have a wonderful day. Aloha.